See what I think the current biggest movie reviewer on YouTube thinks about this. Let's check it out. You guys know what I thought. I didn't think it was bad, nor did I think it was great. But I think every Mario fan should give it a shot.
Life really is a matter of perspective, dear viewer. One man's trash could be another man's treasure, and the only thing separating the two is what personally matters to them. Case in point, Super Mario Galaxy, a film that's poised to dominate the April box office and is probably going to be one of the few movies this year to hit $1 billion.
Yeah,
but is it actually worth your time and money? Well, it all comes down to perspective. If you're a little kid with ADHD who just wants to see lots of bright colours and action and loud noise...
See, that's what I say. I said I think a lot of small children will truly love this. But for some reason, it didn't capture me like the first one did. To me, the first one was better, so I'm sure there are adults that like it, but I'm just saying this is what it felt like. It felt like something that little kids, small children would really love. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you know what I mean?
And a plot that literally never lets up for a single second, or a lifelong Nintendo superfan who's content to bask in the warm, comforting glow of nostalgia while watching member berries as they allow the film to carry them back into a simpler, happier, more innocent time in their life, then, well, you can safely ignore everything I'm about to say in this review and just go see the film. You'll probably have an absolute blast and come away happy and contented, even if you're not entirely sure what you just saw, but you probably won't.
Really liked when they showed everybody from Super Mario 2. Super Mario 2 was a huge part of my life because, that was like an upgrade. And you got to choose from 4 different characters. You got Mario, Luigi, the princess, and Toad. And Toad was like fast and strong. The princess could fly, so we loved using her because she could get to places nobody else could. Luigi was the highest jumper, and he jumped like a cartoon. His legs moving. That was so funny using him. And Mario was the all-around great character to use. Man, God, I loved Super Mario 2, man.
Don't care, and the drinker supports this. Never let it be said I want to get in the way of people having a good time. If, however, you're hoping for something just a little deeper, maybe some meaningful character arcs, or a story that tugs at the heartstrings and stays with you longer.
That's what everybody's saying this week on story. That's what a lot of the critics are saying this week on story. So, will a movie like this, to me, is more of a turn your brain off type of movie anyway. So it doesn't have to have much depth for me. It just needs to be fun and entertaining. And to me, it was okay in that area. And that's why I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. It's right there in the middle. It's all right.
Than the walk back to your car, you're probably going to come up short with this one. Allow me to elaborate. The story, such as it is, picks up sometime after the events of the first Mario movie. Bowser is now imprisoned by Mario and Luigi after being defeated at the end of the previous film. Princess Peach is now the benevolent ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, and all seems to be going well. Until this weird little star thing shows up one day to report that Peach's long-lost sister Rosalina has been captured by Bowser Jr., whose planet to use her power to free...
But she doesn't know that yet.
...free his dad from prison so that they can take over the galaxy together. So Peach heads off to rescue her sister and save the fucking day, while Mario and Luigi just kind of hang around waiting for something to happen. And happen it does, when Bowser Jr. shows up and tries to rescue his dad, forcing the two brothers to head off and reunite with Peach so that the rest of the plot can happen. And all the different factions come together for one final battle to stop Bowser's super weapon, rescue Rosalina, and save the entire galaxy. Just another day at the office then. Reviewing a movie like this is actually pretty challenging because in some ways it lacks even the most basic elements of what a movie is, so there's not a whole lot for me to analyse. 3-act plot structure with dramatic highs and lows? Don't need it. The plot is more like a 90-minute trailer, a heat-seeking missile streaking towards its target, never slowing down or deviating from its course even for a second. I'm not kidding, the pace of this film is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It literally never stops. Everything just gets thrown at you in this relentless bombardment with almost no cause and effect to link any of it.
Which would keep children very not irritated, adults irritated, children entertained, right? A constant stream of, you know what I mean? Keep them busy. Parents are going to love putting this Blu-ray in the Blu-ray player.
Together. No sooner is one plot event dropped in than we move right along to the next with zero time to catch our breath or take any of it in. Like I say, if you're a little kid who just wants to get to the next action scene and doesn't really give a shit about how or why any of it's happening, this movie is absolute heaven for you. For anyone else though, it's going to feel like the cinematic equivalent of 3 Red Bulls followed by a line of Coke. Character arcs? Nah, not really. Nobody really learns anything about themselves or changes through the course of the film. They never have to make difficult choices that tell you more about them as people. They all just kind of get pulled from one set piece to another depending on the whims of the writers. What's interesting though is that for a movie with Mario's name on the poster, the script actually has very little interest in Mario or Luigi. For the most part, they're just kind of along for the ride, playing second fiddle to far more important characters. The real narrative focus is split between Peach, who's on a quest to rescue her sister and forms what I could best describe as the core of the film, and Bowser, who's caught between loyalty to his son and his friendship towards the Mario Brothers. I mean, it's not exactly deep.
Which I thought was going to change something, but by the end, Bowser was just normal Bowser. And so I thought there was going to be a conflict somewhere, a major conflict in there somewhere, but there wasn't.
Meaningful character work, but it's something, I guess. But remember what I was saying about perspective? Well, you can always rely on Grace Randolph to provide you with a particularly retarded one.
I continue to feel that Bowser and now Bowser Jr. are a little bit too actually evil. Like, it goes beyond cartoon villainy. I think maybe because they kind of mimic, like, the toxic manosphere that is, like, I don't know if it's...
I personally thought they were straight on comic book villainy, cartoon villainy. I didn't think it was anything extra, personally.
Becoming more and more popular if it's maybe finally reached its breaking point.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything
what movie is this from?
that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm going to be honest here, I have literally no idea what she's talking about, and I think most people watching her review didn't either. There is nothing even vaguely resembling the toxic manosphere in these two characters. It's just a generic story about a son trying to live up to his father's legacy, only to realise he maybe didn't understand the legacy quite as well as he thought. As I said earlier though, the real focus here is on Princess Peach, and holy shit do they go all in on this character, to the point where it starts to feel like some weird fetish on the part of the writers. She is, without a doubt, the most powerful, capable, and important character in this entire universe, and it's not even close. Time after time, she defeats literally dozens of enemies all at once.
See, I didn't feel as though it came off as a girl boss. You know why? Because in the first one, they were doing this whole comparison thing between her being better than Mario at certain things, and that really is what pissed a lot of people off. They didn't like that. Oh, of course she's better than him and this and that. And of course, oh, you know what I mean? So people did not like that. So yeah, it's funny. I only saw like one comment. It said, well, Peach has always been a girl boss. No, she hasn't. I grew up with these games. No, she hasn't. So even in Super Mario 2, she wasn't a girl boss. She was part of the team. She had her own powers and she was cool and everybody loved her, but she wasn't a girl boss, and she wasn't a girl boss in the first one. And I don't remember her being in the third one. I remember her being a girl boss in Mario 64. Like all the Marios I grew up with, I don't know what people are talking about. So, I guess if you mean her doing badass stuff in this, okay, then yeah, maybe she is a girl boss. But I was speaking in my review as to the fact that people were bothered by the fact that it was like, oh, of course she's better than Mario at this and at that and doing this and doing that. So whether she had lived there or not, it was like there was a point made in the movie that she's better than him. And that is what people had that issue with.
Zero difficulty, overcomes every trap and obstacle with ease, finds every piece of information she needs, and ultimately unlocks her true power to save the entire galaxy. I mean, it doesn't feel mean-spirited or anything. I never got the impression the film was trying to crap on men or anything like that. But
see?
Jesus Christ, you do know there's other characters in this movie, right? Like, why even put them in there if you're just going to have Peach do basically everything by herself? At this point, we're so far into the princess who rescues herself trope that she doesn't just rescue herself, she even rescues another fucking princess while she's at it. On that subject, a lot of people on Open Bar last night were asking me what Brie Larson's Rosalina is like.
She's fine,
she a Captain Marvel
but she's not in there much.
Boss who's out to dominate
she's not in there much at all.
The boys in their place? Well, no, not really. There's not even a whole lot I can say about her, to be honest. She's in like 2 scenes at most. She's functionally identical to Princess Peach, and just generally comes across as a pretty nice person trying to protect her surrogate family. And hey, Brie seems pretty happy to be part of this film, and who can blame her? After like 5 years in actor's jail, she's probably happy to just be doing anything. For me though, the real star of the show was Glenn Powell's Fox McCloud, who's cool and suave and absolutely owns every scene he's in. The only problem is he doesn't even show up until like the last 30 minutes, and he's chronically underused. Shit, man, I would take an entire film about him just flying spaceships and going off on adventures.
Yeah, they do a Star Fox movie. I'm there day one.
Characters and plot aside, Mario fans looking for
and I only played the first one. I loved Star Fox that much. I've seen footage of the others, but I only played the first one. Think about that. That's how much I loved it. I'm willing to go see a Star Fox movie.
Berries, references, in-jokes, and nostalgia bait are in for an absolute treat with this one. As someone who played Super Mario World to death back in the early 90s, even I cracked a smile at some of the recognisable iconography, vehicles, and characters. The visual style and the animation is just as bright, colourful, and fast-paced as you'd expect. This soundtrack is suitably epic and bombastic, some of the action scenes are pretty impressive, and yeah, it can all get a bit hyperactive and overwhelming at times, but what can I say? They know their audience with this one, and they're probably giving them exactly what they want. Anyway, I've prattled on long enough. The real question you're asking here is whether Super Mario Galaxy is worth your time. Well, the best I can say is that if you like the first one, you're probably going to enjoy the sequel just as much. It's really just more of all the things you got last time with everything dialed.
Well, with me, I liked the first one for the most part, but no, this one let me down in some ways. And that's why it's just, man, it's average. It's just, it's okay, you know, for me. So I think a lot of people are going to feel the way I did. I saw my comment section. A lot of people do feel the way I did. Some people thought it was spectacular, and some people thought it was absolute garbage. So
up to 11, it's bright, it's colourful, it's fast-paced, and if you're willing to switch your brain completely off, then there's fun to be had with it for sure. If, on the other hand, you're looking for a movie that's deeper than a puddle, that has an actual story to tell and interesting characters to delve into, you're probably looking in the wrong place. As I say, it all comes down to perspective.
Anyway,
that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
All right, y'all. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Get over and follow the Critical Drinker. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. 10 million subscribers.